Hi, you're watching Farming Discover YouTube channel.
The video is on how to make coconut bonsai at home. What is bonsai tree? Bonsai is split up into two words, namely bon, which means pot or tray in which the plant is grown, and sai means the tree or plant grown, which when literally translated means tree in a pot. That does not mean that every plant in a pot is a bonsai. A plant that grows into a tree in nature is planted in a small pot, and as the tree grows it is styled and shaped to look like a miniature tree. There are a few simple rules and steps of growing a bonsai successfully, and if the guidelines are followed properly, the miniature trees will be things of beauty forever. Selecting a tree. Select a tree that is indigenous to one's climate and environment and which is easily obtainable. The tree can be a pre-bonsai ready to be worked upon, or a tree growing by using seeds or cuttings, which will take around 2 to 3 years before it can be trained. Always select a healthy fresh stock. Secondly, health and structure should not be forfeited for an extra few years of age. Styling a bonsai. Once a tree has been bought or grown to make a bonsai, the next step is to train, shape and style it. This is the creative and difficult part of growing a bonsai. First, remove the weeds and the surface soil to check the distribution of the main roots. Remove all dead wood and old leaves, and also any leaves growing from the bottom of the branches. Decide on the front side. When viewed from the front, the first branch should be growing at about 1/3 of the height of the tree to the left or right. Remove all unwanted roots, that is, in coconut bonsai sub-roots were growing. The viewer should be able to see the trunk line clearly from the front. Pruning. Pruning is an important technique in bonsai where it is done on healthy trees for shaping the tree and keeping it in a miniature form. The goal is to create a bonsai that resembles nature as close as possible. The best time to prune a bonsai is during the spring and summer seasons, but again it will depend on the type of tree. Use a good concave cutter while pruning thick branches, because the wounds that the cutter leaves behind will heal much better and faster than the normal cutters. Wiring. Wiring is another important technique in shaping a bonsai. It is possible to bend and shape branches by wrapping soft aluminum or copper wires around the branches. Wiring can be done throughout the year and is done only for a short period till the branch attains its new position, after which the wire is removed. Select a pot. Once the tree is wired and brought to the shape required, it is time to plant the tree into a bonsai pot. The pot is very important while planting the bonsai, and there are rules for selecting an ideal pot for the trained bonsai. It should be part of the overall design. A good bonsai pot should have fairly large drainage holes for the water to drain out easily. Potting. Mix red earth, river sand, vermicompost, dried cow dung manure in the ratio of 2:1:1. Sand is used as it improves drainage. Perlite or vermiculite can also be added as they retain moisture and is light in weight. Some use leaf mold along with manure. Each person has their own method and ratio of mixing bonsai soil. The only point to be kept in mind is that the soil should retain some moisture, should have good drainage and aeration. Watering. When a bonsai is newly potted, the first watering should be done by immersing the entire pot in a tub of water right up to the rim of the pot and should be left there for some time. Bubbles will start coming up as the air gaps get filled. Once the bubbles stop, take out the pot from the tub. This is a way of ensuring that all the gaps in the soil are filled and no roots are left to dry out. Location. The most important rule of growing a bonsai is that it must be kept outdoors. Bonsai is definitely not an indoor plant but can be displayed indoors for about 2 to 3 days at a stretch. Choose a location where there is plenty of sunlight and good ventilation. A bonsai must need at least 5 hours of sunlight in a day. Fertilizing. Fertilization is another important thing to be kept in mind while growing a bonsai, because the trees are planted in small pots where there is little space and the nutrients available are very few. Fertilizing is recommended when plants show signs of new growth as the weather begins to warm up at the start of spring. Again, it depends on the tree species when, how much and how often it needs to be fertilized. Repotting. Repotting should be carried out in early spring. It is done when the roots have filled the pot and become root bound. Remove the plant carefully from its pot and remove 1/3 of the soil and roots. The plant is then put back into the same pot with fresh soil. Repotting helps in keeping the tree healthy and also promotes new surface and feeder roots.
Thank you for watching. Like and share the video with your friends. And if not subscribed our channel, subscribe to Farming Discover.